So ahead of this much anticipated fight, a fight that I'm very much looking forward to, which is Dereck Chisora versus Joseph Parker. Dereck Chisora, Joseph Parker, obviously they had that Sky face to face, gloves are off, whatever you want to call it. I watched snippets of that and I thought it was quite good in terms of a lot of them gloves are off, at least the ones Sky do, are never normally that good. The ones HBO used to do with Max Kellerman back in the day, I quite enjoyed them. These ones now with Sky, they're not as intriguing as as they are, as I said, in America. It's very rare you find ones that do intrigue you. I know the first Dylan White Chisora gloves are off. That was fun. Obviously Klitschko Fury, that was good. Those kind of when you see people lose it, where you really see the psychology of them kind of get tested and almost get tested basically, especially with Chisora, or not Chisora, especially with Fury and Klitschko. That was a real good example of one. But Chisora's been having a say. Boxing Scene have the article here where they basically kind of quote what Dereck Chisora said, and he feels as though Joseph Parker is either going to try and run, or he'll try and step up and fight Chisora, but he'll ultimately choke as he's done in the past. Okay, I'm going to quote Chisora here. That's what Dereck Chisora says. He says he's going to run. We know how he boxes from the amateurs to the pros. This guy has never stood there to fight, and when it comes time for him to step up, he chokes. I'm crazy. He hasn't got anything which can bother me, and I'm willing to eat leather to get to him. And the moment I do that, he's fucked. He's coming to my house, and it's just jumped into a big pond. This is a real fighter over here, and I'm ready to take him to war. And if he doesn't knock me out, I'm going to put him down. That's what Dereck Chisora has to say in regards to Joseph Parker, and I want to address some of the things he says there. So he's saying that Joseph Parker never really comes to fight, he comes to box. I can kind of see where he's coming from there. I know with Andy Ruiz, Joseph Parker boxed very well in that fight. A lot of people felt Ruiz won that fight. As I've said many times, when I watched it first time, and this is about nearly 3 years ago now, when I watched the first time, I thought Parker won. Watching it back, I definitely can see a case for Ruiz winning that fight. In fact, when I watch it back, and I'll have to watch it without the commentary I might even do a re-score of it, maybe do a video on it, because when I watched that fight back, it was a very close fight, very competitive fight. So he boxed in that fight, didn't want to engage Ruiz. We saw what happened to AJ when he engaged Ruiz. Parker didn't want to do that. When he fought Dylan White, and the fight was there to be made, when he really needed to grab the bull by the horn, take the initiative, he only really found that heart late on in that fight. I'm not saying that he didn't show heart. He did. He got up off the canvas. But that fighting spirit, that nit, that grit, I talk about it a lot with Hughie Fury. Joseph Parker is a lesser example per se, because he has a lot more nit and grit and killer instinct than a Hughie Fury does. Hughie Fury just doesn't seem to have any. Parker has it, but it almost needs to be, in some ways it needs to actually be beaten into him, if that makes sense. He needs to really be like last chance saloon and just think, shit, I need to go for this now. I need to go and fuck this guy up. Whereas Hughie Fury, it's just not there in general. Obviously against AJ, and Parker alluded to this too, and he's right. Whatever he wanted to do in that fight, he couldn't do because they had a piss poor referee. Absolutely disgraceful refereeing in that AJ Parker fight. That was one of the reasons why it was a snooze fest. And personally, I can easily see the Ruiz rematch going like that, being an absolute stinker. Seriously. Now, Joseph Parker is actually quoted as well on this article here. So Joseph Parker, I'm going to actually read what Joseph Parker has to say. Joseph Parker says, Chisora always brings it, and I know that he'll bring the best out of me. I want to knock him out cold. He can't box, he can only fight, and he's not even good at that anyway. He's going to get caught, I'll outbox him, catch him, and put him away. I'm excited for October 26th, and I'm ready to put him into retirement. Okay, so that's what Joseph Parker has to say. So Joseph Parker, some fight talk, he wants to knock Dereck Chisora out cold. Hard ask, very hard ask. He's only been stopped, he's been stopped but 3 times, by Dylan White, by Tyson Fury, and by David Haye. But the only people to really put Chisora out are David Haye, and that was the most impressive. That was a younger, fresher Chisora who was just coming off, I think, a fight with Vitaly Klitschko. That was impressive what Haye did. Make no mistake about it. Dylan White It was late in the fight. Chisora was definitely not getting any favours in that fight, if you remember. Caught Dereck with a good shot, put him down. And obviously Fury, Chisora retired. I think he quit in that fight. So, Chisora is not an easy guy to stop. Alright, does Parker have the brute force, the concussive power to stop Chisora? I have my doubts. But you never know. This is heavyweight boxing. Joseph Parker is a very, very big man. If he hits someone full force, he could hurt them. Seriously. It's just a case of can he land it, and will he be able to kind of apply the pressure and get that necessary grit to be able to force that stop, which who knows. But he's saying straight away he wants to outbox Dereck Chisora. Chisora's going to be coming looking for Parker, and I think that Parker, maybe box on the back foot, will get him a point win, but it won't get him a stoppage. That's what I think. I think if he wants to chop Chisora, he's going to have to go for it. He's going to have to bite down on that gum shield and take the fight to him. Obviously, Chisora came out in that press conference, that now infamous press conference, and said, this should be top of the bill, otherwise I want more money. I don't know what's been said. I'm assuming Prograis versus Taylor is still top of the bill. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if this was top of the bill. Parker Chisora. It's a good, interesting heavyweight fights. I love heavyweight boxing. It's my favourite division. I wouldn't necessarily mind if this was top of the bill. Has Chisora got more money? Possibly, because he's done stunts like this before, and it is a good fight. It's a very good fight. So would Eddie Hearn want to risk losing this fight? I don't think he would. And maybe he would give Joseph or Dereck Chisora a little bit extra money. I would assume if he would give Chisora extra money, he'd probably give Parker extra too. So who knows? As far as we know, this fight is still going. I hope we get to see it because I want to see this fight. And I do make Parker slight favourite. More so now that Chisora's not with Dave Caldwell. Because I would love to know who he's gone with. As I said in a previous video, I wouldn't be at all shocked if he went with someone like a Tunde Ajayi. Seriously, would not surprise me in the least. I think that might be a logical step for Chisora personally. I think Tunde Ajayi is a good trainer. He says a lot of things that are silly. He may not be everyone's cup of tea. In terms of an actual trainer, Tunde Ajayi, he is a good trainer. He is not someone you want to turn your nose up to. Definitely not. So those are my thoughts on this. Let me know what you think down below. Who do you have in this fight? Who do you think is going to win? Joseph Parker, Dereck Chisora. Leave it in the comments. I love reading some of these comments. Let me know what you think. Thoughts on this fight. Do you think this fight should be the main event? I wouldn't complain if this moved to the main event. I don't think they will, but I wouldn't complain. Let me know what you think down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like it if you did. Subscribe for new. And as always, I will talk to you after.